How you feeling?
Good.
Do you want to dig into John chapter 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing it.
All right, because that's where we're going. So that's where John chapter 2 comes into play. Now, every example that they try to set out with contradicts this. Everything that Mike Schmidt has said, it's a gift, it's to be enjoyed in moderation, it's not to be in the abundance or the excess. He uses 1 Timothy chapter 5 and how that's a little wine for your stomach's sake. But John chapter 2 is none of those things. John chapter 2 is not found in moderation. Now here's what I'm building up. If what they're saying is true, that in John chapter 2, Jesus is in fact making alcoholic wine. He's making an alcoholic beverage. There is no moderation here. It is nothing but abundance and excess. And this is the very type of thing that Peter was just writing about that we're supposed to stay away from. He says, going back here to our PowerPoint, these banquetings, these revelings, these carousals, these drinking parties, you do not go to them. You separate yourself, and people are going to think that you're strange. Well, why aren't you coming over here with us to this thing? Because I'm not supposed to be here. Nothing good is going to come from this. Peter says stay away from it, but then Jesus is right here in the middle of it, and he's the source of it all. Right. The third day, there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there, and both Jesus was called and his disciples to the marriage. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus saith unto him, they have no wine. Jesus saith unto her, Woman, what have I to do with thee? Mine hour is not yet come. So this party has been going on long enough that they've actually run out of resources. They've actually run out of wine. Now, we're going to save it. Let's keep going. His mother saith unto the servants, Whatsoever he saith unto you, do it. And there were set there 6 water pots of stone, after the manner of the purifying of the Jews, containing 2 or 3 firkins apiece. Jesus saith unto them, Fill the water pots with water, and they filled them up to the brim. And he said unto them, Draw out now, and bear unto the governor of the feast. All right? And he saith unto them, and they bear it. When the ruler of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and knew not whence it was, but the servants which drew the water knew, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom, and saith unto him, Every man at the beginning doth set forth good wine, and when men have well drunk, then that which is worse. But thou hast kept the good wine until now. This beginning of miracles did Jesus in Cana of Galilee, and manifested forth his glory, and his disciples believed on him. Now,
once they sobered up.
Yeah, we had to take a couple of days after this debauchery that we were involved in, and Jesus is the ringleader of it. Now remember, all we're doing is we're trying to make proper judgment here. We're trying to use the proper measurement. We've listened to Mike, and this blows up in his face. Everything is about control. There's a way to enjoy it without going too far and actually having yourself get into trouble. Here's a party that's already been drinking, and then Jesus looks around and he says, Oh, here are 6 water pots that are empty. Now, in my mind, that's, I was going to the fact of, these things are already empty. So have they already been drinking this amount, which we don't know the amount that they've already been drinking? Just like one of the commenters said, how many glasses has Mike had before he goes down into the cellar? Right. He conveniently leaves that out. Right. And I would even wonder if he even remembers. But here we have individuals that this party's been going on. They've been drinking to excess. And then 6 water pots of stone, after the manner of the purifying of the Jews, containing 2 or 3 firkins apiece. How much alcohol, let's just say it's alcohol. How much alcohol would that be?
160, 180 gallons.
You're looking at 160 to 180 gallons inside of these 6 pots. I would say that would be in an abundance. And that would be in excess.
And that's going back to what Nick was saying. Now Jesus is given this, here you go. Right? So that's like him bringing out, prostitutes and going, here you go. Right. But right as you fornicate, it's over, right? Heaven is kept from you. So here he is. All right, here's your alcoholic wine. But once you drink it, you're going to hell. Go ahead, continue.
Friends, you just cannot have this being the case. Because everything that they try to build up about it, yeah, we're making it look pretty. We're making it look nice, but don't overdo it. This is not overdoing it.
Right.
People that have already been drinking, which our position is, the Bible's position is, this is not alcoholic wine. This is grape juice. Mm-hmm. This is simply fruit of the vine. And it says that this is of the custom of the Jews. And if you have the Old Testament being your guide, you're being warned. Stay away from this activity. So they already know to stay away from it. It's not going to be alcoholic. Mm-hmm. Here's a party. Here's a wedding of Jews. They're not going to be drinking alcoholic wine. And even if they were, you would have Jesus being guilty of breaking Habakkuk chapter 2, right, everything that's said in the Proverbs, and even what Paul is going to say in the future about excess. This is excessive.
You also got, should pull this one up, James 1:13.
Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man.
Boom.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus is not going to lay this out here and cause you to potentially fall and stumble into something that he says that you shouldn't stumble into. Now, the other thing that's interesting about this John chapter 2 situation is, again, it contradicts Mike's own story about his little drinking party. Notice what the governor of the wedding says. And clearly, the ruler, the governor of the wedding, he knows what he's doing. Mm-hmm. I mean, he knows apparently how to drink because he's the one telling this. When the ruler of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine and knew not whence it was, but the servants which drew the water knew, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom and saith unto him, every man at the beginning does set forth good wine, and when men have well drunk, then that which is worse. But thou hast kept the good wine until now. So here's the guy that knows how to drink. And he says, listen, everybody knows that at the beginning you bring the good stuff out. But what was it that Mike Schmidt said?
They brought it out later.
Yeah, we had the cheap stuff first. And then the patriarch went down and got the good stuff.
Shows how they honor their priest.
Yeah. Mike, it doesn't sound like you know what you're doing, man.
Right.
For somebody who's promoting, this very idea that, well, I know how to handle this. You're going against what the common knowledge is, even from the first century. And these guys are supposed to be in the dark ages.
Right.
But they say, you bring out the good stuff first, and then you bring out the cheap stuff. But Mike says, no, we already had the cheap stuff. Then we brought out the good stuff. Oh, so you're bringing out the stronger stuff after you've already been going. That sounds like an abundance to me, Mike. Sounds like an excess. Friends, you've got to pay attention to this stuff. And that's simply all we're trying to help you to do. We're cracking jokes, we're having fun because Bible study should be fun. But at the end of this, at the very bottom of this, this is very serious business. Mike is going to be lost because he's teaching what the Bible does not teach, and he's practicing what the Bible says that you should not practice, and he's encouraging you to do the same. So not only is he causing himself to be lost, but he's causing you to be lost as well because, well, Mike says it's okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump in there and do it. Can't do it. If you're going to be a priest, if you're going to be a saint, 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 1 and 2, he wrote to the saints at Corinth, you cannot be involved in this process to where you cannot properly discern between what's right and wrong. And that's, man, in the world that we're living in today, to where we have a candidate for justice of the Supreme Court, and she cannot even define what a woman is. And you want to promote alcohol? We've got people that don't even know what gender they are. And you want to throw alcohol into this mix. They can't make up their minds. Well, I'm not a biologist. Friends, we're just simply going to the source here. This is the Word of God. This is what God has said about it. He's the creator of all these things. So why not listen to him when it comes to this element of alcohol? Yeah, it's here. It serves a purpose, but it's not to be used recreationally. A little bit for your stomach's sake. Even then, it doesn't have to be wine. Studies have found that it's simply the skin of the grape. That if you've got stomach problems, all you're needing is the skin. You're not even needing the juice. So go eat some grapes instead of drinking wine. Oh, but I want to look sophisticated. This is what top tier people do. Oh, so now it's just a lust of the flesh I see. You're just wanting to be presented a certain way. Now we're getting to the root of it. Now we're getting to the bottom of it. It's all about perception. So friends, we got some individuals going in the comments, and we'll just let that be because we're going on an hour and a half here, and we've already had a long day.
Yeah,
we've had our assembly and Bible class and sermon, and then we had lunch, and we actually had a singing practice today.
Yeah, surprise our voices.
Yeah, surprise we're holding up.
Yeah.
So we invite the community to come out on the last Sundays, and I think we might even try to squeeze in some extra Sundays as well for those singings, or maybe I think your mom said something about even doing a question and answer on different Sundays.
Yeah.
So we invite the community to come out and be a part of those as well. Anything you want to add on John chapter 2, or anything else that we've mentioned before we go?
Two things.
Okay.
Just going back to the mocker and brawler. So if Jesus made alcoholic wine, so he made 160, 180 gallons of mocker and brawler.
Right.
And
sorrows and woe.
Right. So yeah, the last thing that I want to say is we want you guys to come back, because this is the one happy hour that you should be coming to.
Yeah, this is a happy hour where the good times just keep on rolling.
Right.
Yeah, they just keep on giving. So as we go, we want to make sure that you are aware of our assemblies at the Ronan VFW Hall. Come out and be with us. Sundays, 10 a.m. for Bible class, and worship assembly falls thereafter. Be sure to follow our Facebook page, Church of Christ of Lake County. We live stream our sermons, and we don't upload any classes, but we do upload classes to our YouTube channel. So make sure that you're subscribed over there. Hit the notification bell for the Church of Christ of Lake County YouTube channel, and the Instagram page that we have, where we're trying to make some more humor, bring more laughs to individuals' lives in the midst of all of this sadness. And of course, you can contact us, Church of Christ of Lake County at gmail.com, cfcoflakecounty.com. 434-429-5221 is my cell phone number. You can call me, and we'll discuss some things. If you want to text some easy questions, there are some questions that you may want to try to text that I'm just not going to be able to get to in text because the topic is so overwhelming. So if you text a certain question, I might end up calling you. But if you want to email us or send us messages on Facebook, and of course, as I mentioned, we've got the comment section going here on YouTube, just all these different areas where you're able to find us. And we want you to subscribe to these and follow these different things so that you can share them. Be sure to leave a thumbs up, because that helps to spread these videos for other people to be able to find them. I don't know how the algorithms work, but the more thumbs up that go on a certain video, the more it's likely to come across other individuals' page. And we certainly want this broadcast to go as far as it possibly can, as we're striving to help individuals here in the local area. So until next time, we hope that you have a good night, and we look forward to having you return for episode 20 of the Back to the Bible broadcast. Have a good night.